Leading scorers in that first half for Westchester, Jordan Brinson led the way with 15. Kaimani Pollard also in double figures with 10. As for Sierra Canyon, KJ Martin, the only player in double figures with 11. Scottie Pippen Jr., 9. And how about Cassius Stanley, one of the top players in the country? Just 4 points in that first half, all coming in the first quarter.
And I'm extremely surprised to see that. Stanley had one of the best games I've ever seen him play against Bishop Montgomery in the Open Division Championship game. And in their most recent victory against Torrey Pines, was really shooting the ball well from deep, getting himself some highlight dunks. Seen none of that really from Stanley. Perhaps he breaks out here in this third quarter.
You mentioned the game against Bishop Montgomery, 29 points. Original starters for both teams. Again, if you're just joining us for Westchester, Kaimani Pollard wearing number 2 tonight, and they're without Jeremiah Turley, the senior, out with a concussion, suffered in the city championship game in the first quarter. Out the move from Keelan Allen. Reverse layup for 2. He had just 2 points in that first half, very quiet. Offer from Boise State has the first 2 here in the second half. Westchester leading by 3. Left wide open for a 3 is Pippen Jr., but an air ball.
Rare sight for Pippen Jr. there.
Pollard, Brinson. Couldn't get it to go. Allen inside. And they're going to whistle him for the foul, the loose ball foul. They are. He came down with the rebound, but he pushed off to do so.
Well, Allen's extremely big-bodied. He's been able to match up down low with the length of Sierra Canyon, and he's held his own in the paint.
So for Keelan Allen, that's his 3rd personal, so it comes at the 7:12 mark here in the third quarter. Let's keep an eye on that one. He goes 6'6", gives them a lot of size inside. They're going to leave him out there as Coach Azam. Frank, yes.
Maybe a bit of a push-off there from Frank, but nonetheless.
No harm, no foul, brings him to within 1.
Good-looking mid-ranger.
Now Batiste is at the scorer's table. He will likely check back in for Allen at the next dead ball. Bethel's shot goes over the backboard. And Allen will go to the bench. 6:39 to play. Westchester leads it by 1. Batiste comes back in. He had 2 points in that first half. Pippen Jr. between the legs. Had it knocked away. Barnett goes to the floor. Brinson up ahead, and he'll throw it down for the dunk.
Ben Brinson has been absolutely everywhere, whether it's drawing fouls or getting steals on the defensive end. He's really given Westchester everything they've got as they maintain the 3-point lead.
The senior with a game-high 17. And then Pollard with a near steal. Pippen Jr. able to track it down. Boy, a lot of contact. Floater just got a piece of the rim. Coloco can't finish. Brinson back the other way. Quickly ahead. Pollard lets the 3 go. Back iron, no. Long rebound comes out to Stanley. They've got numbers. I think it was last touch by Stanley. Westchester's begging. I think they might have caught a break there. It'll remain Sierra Canyon basketball.
Well, what do I know? Coming out in this third quarter, both teams still running and gunning, trying to run each other out of the gym here to start this third quarter.
Pippen Jr., beautiful move, couldn't finish. Coloco does a nice job trying to keep it alive, but he managed to climb the back of a Westchester player.
Well, I'm stunned at the type of shots that Pippen Jr. is missing here in the third quarter. Airball to wide open 3 and missed a bunny at the rim right there. And he's going to be getting an earful from his dad.
So Coloco will go to the bench with 3 personals. L. Simpson, the senior, will check in for him. He had 3 points in that first half. Sierra Canyon trails by 3. Nearly 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third quarter. Bethel, Pollard, Brinson, Barnett. Pollard traveled. I believe he might have tripped over, I don't know if it was his own feet or maybe a defensive player, but he's whistled for the travel. Turnover committed by Westchester.
Both teams being their own worst enemies right now. The Sierra Canyon came out in this third quarter and was turning the ball over left and right. Now we see Westchester commit one here.
Pollard knocks it away from Pippen Jr. Brinson nearly got it to go. Batiste finishes up.
Man, this is some effort being shown by this Westchester squad. Pollard picking up Pippen Jr. full court, getting himself a steal, finding the trailer, and they get themselves now up to a 5-point lead, their biggest here in this one.
Pippen Jr., nice move inside. He's in double figures now with 11. The lead is back to 3.
Never shaken by the moment, Pippen Jr., a calming force for Sierra Canyon.
Bethel now double teamed. Baseline jumper is good from Barnett. He now has 4. First points here in the second half. Stanley goes high to get it. Kicks it out for 3. Frank, bingo! Taryn Frank, his second 3. He's got 5 here in the quarter, 8 overall. Backdoor. The reverse layup was a thing of beauty from Pollard.
And chaotic pace here in the second half. But I got no problem with it.
All 5 starters. A lot of contact. Stanley falls away and knocks it down.
You want to talk about no harm, no foul. Stanley just putting his shoulder into his defender. Coming up with the one-legged fadeaway for 2.
First point since the first quarter. Stanley now with 6. Bethel gets the screen, waves it off. Brinson picked up his dribble. Shot clock at 15. Barnett behind the back. Lean in, scoop shot. Couldn't finish.
Looked like he shot that one expecting to collect his own rebound.
Frank trying to get it up to a teammate, had it knocked away. So Amari Bailey, the freshman, will check in. He had a scoreless first half. Pippen Jr. will go to the bench with 11. Timeout called by Westchester. They lead it by 2, 43-41, 3.5 minutes to play. Remains very up-tempo pace. You would think that would favor Sierra Canyon, but Westchester hanging tough, and they're actually leading here by 2 on the road, a hostile environment. You got to give them a lot of credit.
You're absolutely right, partner. I mean, they came into this one not favored to win. Sierra Canyon has not lost a game at home all year, and they're not used to losing at home in their entire school's history. So you're coming into this one expecting to give them all you've got, and that's exactly what they've done. They maintained the 2-point lead, and they were down by 7 in that first quarter and almost 8. But they were not rattled.
Well, they've got experience. Bethel and Allen started on last year's state playoff team. And Jordan Brinson has been outstanding tonight for Westchester. He has a game-high 17 points. They are shorthanded tonight without Jeremiah Turley. But they have hung tough and then some here tonight. 3:28 to play following the timeout. Sierra Canyon basketball. Stanley will inbound side out. No substitutions following the timeout. 31 on the shot clock. Bailey was invited to Team USA Basketball Junior National Team minicamp in April. Little 2-3 zone now by Westchester.
You see how Sierra Canyon chooses to attack this, whether it's cutting or spotting up for shooters. As we see Taryn Frank.
And he knocks another one down. His second here in the third quarter. 8 in the quarter. He's now in double figures with 11.
Same spot, same result for Taryn Frank. The big spotting up and knocking down the deep one.
Sierra Canyon now back on top, 44-43. Pollard, a kicking violation. And it's going to be a turnover. So Keelan Allen's going to check back in with 3 personals at 2:54 to go. He will replace Kamani Pollard. Now back to man for Westchester. Stanley. Frank, 3 in a row. Brinson pulls down the rebound for Westchester. Quickly ahead to Bethel. Barnett ends up on the deck, but he'll go to the line to shoot 2. Might have got away with the travel.
Sierra Canyon personal foul number 20, L. Simpson. Second personal, second team foul.
Second personal against Simpson, second team foul. little bit of contrast. We had quite a few fouls in that first half. Only the third team foul committed by both teams here in the third quarter. Barnett in and out on that first free throw attempt.
This third quarter has been really fast-paced. Not a lot of stoppages whatsoever. That timeout, was the first length that these players have had to catch a breath.
Westchester now 6 for 12 from the foul line after Barnett gets 1 of 2. He now has 5 points. Sierra Canyon just 4 for 5 from the line. All tied up at 44. Martin just lowers his shoulder, goes all the way in. Couldn't finish. Frank. Sierra Canyon back up 2.
Sierra Canyon working that left block there. KJ Martin trying to go up, make a grown man move instead.
Frank 10 to the 14 here in the third quarter for Sierra Canyon. They're back up 2. Allen working inside, can't finish. Martin pushes. Martin lays it up and it rolls off. It'll go to the line to shoot 2.
And the Sierra Canyon faithful wondering how that one didn't drop. KJ Martin trying to finger roll that one in. Instead, he'll step to the line, for 2.
Barnett's third personal. Second team foul. Martin will go to the line, 2 for 3. He has 11 points, all coming in the first half. Gets the first free throw. Now Simpson's going to check back in for Frank, who's had an outstanding third quarter. He leads with 13 points to lead all Sierra Canyon scorers. 1 for 2 for Martin. A 3-point lead. It must feel like this last 45 very crucial for Westchester. They just were up 7. Now they find themselves down 3, trying to go backdoor, and it's a turnover. Bethel led Brinson a little bit too much.
They're letting this one get a bit away from them now. You get Sierra Canyon too many opportunities to maintain the lead and have it grow at that.
Simpson. Martin calling for it in the post. And Pippin Jr. goes to the other side of the floor. Good hesitation move. 3 for Bailey. In and out, heartbreak. Boy, Bailey had a good look. It looked like he was going to go all the way down. Brinson. Behind the back. Allen. Barnett. Nearly lost it. Bethel arguably the heart and soul of this team, does a little bit of everything. Trying to get inside, and once again an errant pass and another turnover. So right now, Westchester's their own worst enemy here in this late third quarter. And now Pollard's going to quickly check back in for Westchester, and he will replace the senior Kevin Bethel.
Westchester really looking like Sierra Canyon, how they started this third quarter. They were turning the ball over. That lead was growing for Westchester. Now it's absolutely flipped, and Sierra Canyon has a 3-point lead, and Westchester's turning themselves over.
Inside 45 seconds to play in the third. Bailey, the talented freshman. Simpson trying to get it inside. Stanley, tough fadeaway. Allen skies for the rebound. It's a 1-on-3. Brinson all the way, and he's rejected by Stanley. Oh my, how high up did Stanley go to get that? And now a timeout called by Sierra Canyon. Westchester's bench is screaming for a travel. They're not going to get it. The entire Sierra Canyon bench is at half court to greet Stanley after that rejection.
Now Stanley might not have been very active on the offensive end in that first half, but he's not going to let that get to him. He's making a play defensively there, getting this crowd into it, trying to carry them home to a victory.
Let me tell you something. If Stanley wants to show everybody he's a complete player, you use that highlight right there.
100%.
Hustling back, getting the block, creating the turnover, going the other way.
100%. Cassius Stanley, a man who wants to fly, and he shows it off there on the defensive end.
Well, folks, if you're in Covina, go and see our friends over at Strati Burgers. Enjoy classic Greek American food with great hospitality and amazing service. That's Strati Burgers, located at the corner of Barranca and San Bernardino in Covina.
What a game so far.
Very, very entertaining. It's lived up to the billing. Sometimes you hear games get so hyped up and they don't live up to it. This one has, and then some, partner.
We got the best seats in the house for it.
We do indeed. So Sierra Canyon can hold for the final possession here. Pollard applying plenty of pressure to Pippin Jr. A lot of contact at the foul line. That's going to be an offensive foul against Scottie Pippin Jr. That'll be his second personal. So with 9 seconds left, Coach Azam is going to send back in Keelan Allen. He will replace Batiste. Barnett. 5. Into the lane, kicks. Pollard for 3 at the buzzer, yes! Kamani Pollard hits a 3 at the end of the third quarter, all knotted up at 47.